In today's breaking story, Rolling Stone has just dropped a brutal bomb on Donald Trump, and this threatens to completely derail everything he's been pushing. How's it going? My name is Hunter Avalone with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're sick and tired of Donald Trump. Now, today has been nothing but a disaster day for Donald Trump. I mean, first he woke up to an absolutely abysmal job report.
Well, I'm just stunned at another number in this report, and that is the downward revision to the June figure from 147,000 to just 14,000. So looking over the last 3 months, we've got 73,000 in July, 14,000 in June, and 19,000 in May. Those are incredibly weak headline numbers, and that's the total, not just private jobs. So this is a very soft report. And I guess what I'm really blown away by is that July generally is a report where the seasonals are such that you can surprise on the upside very easily, because 1 million people roughly drop out of the labor force with the school year, the school vacation. So that sets a very low seasonal bar for the data to clear, and clearly we tripped over the bar. So this is a very weak report.
Then he fired the messenger, literally the person who reports the numbers.
And there have been a lot of questions, and we fired her because we didn't believe the numbers today. Even though interest rates are too high, we have a terrible head of the Fed. He keeps interest rates too high. I could understand that, but I don't believe those numbers. I think because we're doing so well, and we fired her. This is not something from just now. This was before the election, where she got, meaning Kamala. We thought it was Biden, but turned out being Kamala, where they got very, very strong numbers. I said, what's this all about? And they adjusted them, and then later on they adjust them, I guess, downward. But we don't want that. We want straight numbers. I was thinking this morning when I saw the numbers, I said, who makes these numbers anyway? I never gave it much thought other than before the election, but it didn't work out too well. For them, I won the election. So maybe people don't believe it or whatever, but I was saying to myself, I wonder who does this.
And in doing so, he lost one of his closest allies.
We're used to volatility. We had a bad print on jobs. I did not agree on whacking the commissioner. I don't like that. Whacking statisticians makes no sense whatsoever. You don't shoot the messenger. They used to do that in ancient Rome. Bad news, they kill the guy off the horse. You don't need to do that now. It doesn't matter. This is a job where you just print data. So I didn't like that story.
And now, in today's top story, Rolling Stone has just dropped a brutal bomb on Trump. Take a look at this. Rolling Stone just dropped a brutal bombshell on Donald Trump, and it completely derails his latest desperate attempt to distract from the ongoing Epstein scandal. This week, Trump and his allies tried to pivot the conversation back to the Russia investigation, hyping the release of a 29-page appendix to the Durham report, known as the Durham Annex. Trump loyalists, including FBI Director Kash Patel, claimed this annex held proof that Hillary Clinton's campaign orchestrated the Russia collusion hoax to smear Trump in 2016. Patel even called it classified evidence buried in a back room at the FBI. But here's the reality. According to a damning new report from Rolling Stone, the key piece of so-called evidence in the annex appears to have been fabricated by Russian intelligence. The annex cites 2 emails allegedly from staff at billionaire George Soros's Open Society Foundation, claiming that Clinton's campaign aimed to demonize both Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. However, according to Durham's own assessment, those emails were actually a composite of hacked communications stitched together by Russian operatives from US think tanks like the Open Society Foundation and the Carnegie Endowment. In short, they were fakes. That did not stop MAGA Republicans from declaring victory. Headlines from the New York Post and posts from Trump allies like John Solomon claimed this was the smoking gun that proved the Russia investigation was all part of a Clinton plot. However, Rolling Stone makes clear they are running with evidence that was likely made up by the Kremlin. This is not just another distraction, it is a colossal backfire. Instead of exposing Clinton or Obama, Trump's team is now pushing Kremlin-crafted disinformation all while refusing to release key evidence in the Epstein case. As the Epstein scandal worsens, this desperate attempt to change the subject has not only failed, it has exposed Trump's vulnerability. Even some of his own advisors are sounding the alarm, telling Rolling Stone, "We are promising the base that Democrats are going down for the crime of the century, but what if we cannot deliver?" This was not a distraction. It was a disaster. This is literally so funny to me. I cannot get over it. Like, here's Donald Trump scrambling because of the Epstein scandal, and then finally, he thinks he's found the perfect distraction, the perfect little bait to dangle in front of MAGA. You know, hey, hoo-hoo, look over here. Look, nothing to see here. It's all over here. And now it turns out it was completely fake. It was in fact Donald Trump himself who was getting strung along and distracted. And now Donald Trump is once again left looking like a guilty imbecile.